Hello and what up? It's Moonlight Lotus here, and today I'm bringing you another episode of the Black Sands. In the last episode, we discovered that an alien race decided to help out Earth, and they sent a man named Noon. Noon made a management team, and his management team basically fucked up. And a lady came in and broke into his rift, and now here we are. Let's begin. He followed the cries of agony until he came across a woman scorched by violent black flames of the rift. A glint of green crystal emanated from her head. Noon recognized this woman almost immediately. She was Gaia, wife of Uranus. Uranus. I'm sorry. I've practiced this and I'm just immature, so I'm gonna laugh at it. Wife of Uranus, and master of all things in nature. Alright, so the lady who broke in is Gaia, master of all things in nature, and she's the wife to Uranus. Noon says, Gaia, have you lost your mind? Watcher, Noon, I come to you now knowing that death will take me to plead for your aid. Noon walked toward Gaia cautiously as the black flames continued to ravage her limbs. Okay. Noon says, Gaia, I have not seen your kind in ages. Why do you return? The taint of the outside world cannot survive the flames of the rift. You will disintegrate into nothing here. A tear fell from Gaia's eyes as she dropped to her knees. She gathered her composure and then spoke her message. I understand that I will die. However, this is much more important than my own life. Please allow me to explain before my body fades. Noon nodded as he glared down upon her. Gaia looked up and addressed his concern. Uranus, my husband, was referred to as a god by the humans when we left the rift. We moved northwest to the mountain area where humanity had taken root. Uranus saw the humans and thought of them as nothing more than entertainment for his kin. He kept the secrets you taught us, and in his arrogance sought to create remnants of our homeworld here. So he didn't want to share the knowledge, and he didn't care for the humans. But he had minor memories of the homeworld and wanted to remake it. I guess that didn't go too well. Noon suggested she continue with the gesture, but wore a disturbed look on his face. Gaia took a moment to breathe before continuing. We transformed the land the humans call Greece into a preserve for ancient creatures. Over the years I have given birth to children, and expected they would fix whatever their father had done. However, what I didn't expect was the way Uranus would react to having children. A creeping paranoia clouded his mind, and his obsession with power was sickening. Worse yet, his belief that he was losing his power. He created all sorts of monstrosities, raised cities, and enslaved millions. How could he be losing power? Guess he wasn't ready for kids. Damn. That is because of the directive. The directive? What's the directive? Fill me in, bruh. The mission did not involve unacceptable murder of humans. It was hard-coded into every living being created in these waters. Uranus was clearly responsible for hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths. This is why his power was stripped from him. So basically, when he was created, there was a built-in fail-safe that if you do a little too much, you lose your power. And he triggered the failsafe, is what I'm assuming. Why were we not told? I expected you would complete the mission given to you. I must continue. Even now my body erodes. Gaia shifted her body as her legs continued to break down. While her anatomy was resistant to pain, she could not ignore the inevitable breakdown of her body. With his power stripped from him, he fell into madness. He said he needed to consume the power of our children. The catalyst. Even with no knowledge of our culture, your husband deduced that. Now, I think every one of them, the like we call them sentient beings or demigods, they have a gem that gives them power, and the kids have one as well. So if you take their gem, you get power back if you lose it. Is what I'm assuming. I know not what a catalyst is, but I couldn't allow him to continue his madness anymore. I took my eldest son, Cronus, and he saw the madness in his father's eyes and agreed to help me take him down. With the help of my kin, led by Cronus, we killed Uranus. All that remained of him was an unbreakable crystal. And that's his catalyst. But I think that catalyst would be emptied since it lost its power, right? Yeah. Cronus reigned over their homeland for years, but he did not care for the humans. He considered himself a liberator and used Uranus' crystal to create species not known to Earth. Greece was overrun, and soon Cronus suffered the same fate as his father, but unlike his father, he did not consume the essence of his children. As soon as they were born, his wife Rhea became distressed and begged me to do something. So, yep. So, instead of the crystal losing power, the crystal cuts off the power to the person. And the same thing happened to Cronus. Damn, so both crystals cut off. They said, nah, bruh. You're gonna stop abusing these humans. It is indeed a sad fate, but why come to me? You know I am unable to leave here. Why not go to the others who I sent forth? Because they have all fallen. Every last one of them has become corrupted by power. Noon stumbled back. This is a disgrace. How could things go this wrong? Noon, this is not your fault. There is something fundamentally wrong with immortality and power. I don't know if you'll ever be able to fix it, but you can make a new kind of overseer. Noon shook his head in disagreement. The revelation of horror his kin brought to the world has weakened his resolve. In his mind there was no way forward, but Gaia continued to pressure him. Reluctantly, he let her explain her vision. How are you losing hope? You created the problem. You made a management team and didn't manage the management team. You went to sleep on that job. Listen, Noon, you're slipping up, bruh. You're slipping up. You have no room to complain here. You need to listen to this lady. I believe the next generation should be no different, mortality-wise. But the humans you wish for them to rule, I have seen humans. Their fear of death keeps them in check, and when they do something heroic, they had weighed the value of their life against it and had deemed it a worthy cause. So like Gaia sacrificing herself to talk to Nuke. Gaia's words were wise, and Noon's hope renewed. It was as if he had truly discovered what made humanity tick. His bright glowing eyes reflected his newfound courage. I think I understand. Perhaps this is where I missed the mark. I have to try again, but I will not make as many mistakes this time. I must control their numbers and train them in such a way that they will remain grounded. Yes, you can't go to sleep after you create them. Gaia smiled as her smoldering body finally gave way. The remainder of her body crumbled under its own weight, and it was obvious her time was nearly at its end. I believe you will succeed this time. Noon grabbed what remained of her hand and attempted to ease her passing. Noon says, listen, child. I did not fail the first time. I simply made it too hard for your kind to succeed. Even though many failed, you seem to have done just fine. Are you not a success? Does he mean that, or is he just comforting her? I feel like he's just comforting her, but you know. Gaia looked at her hand, and she had never thought of it that way until now. Until she died. How ironic. You speak truth, Maker. Maybe there's hope for my family yet. Your time has passed, says Noon. Noon's eyes turned to a cool blue as Gaia's hand burst into dust. Her body shattered, leaving nothing but a small jade crystal behind. So, the jade crystal is her catalyst. I thought it would be emerald, but whatever. I wish I could have saved you, but this land was not meant for those contaminated by the outside world. I will pass your catalyst on to the one deserving of it when the time is right. Alright. So what's going down now? What's Noon gonna do? What's Noon gonna do now that he fucked up? Yeah. Alright. Noon quickly summoned the Eye of Oblivion to check on the other families. In his vision, he saw a grand complex built in the dry lands of the north that was generating immense power. The Anunnaki, the people I liked, had enslaved the locals and used them to... Oh, damn. They became slavers. Shit. Used them to mine surrounding areas for resources and to construct their facilities. He didn't know the reason for their construction. He had seen things similar to this on his homeworld, from sects as soon as a sign of rebellion, but their true purpose was never discovered. Could it be that the Anunnaki are direct descendants of these fringe groups from his homeworld? Well, he did say he brought DNA, so they probably could be. Maybe their DNA is programmed with a directive of its own. He just didn't know about it. But I'm gonna close out here, though. This was a good video. Well, this was a good reading. I like this section. We meet the mysterious lady who intruded in on his slumber. He shouldn't have been sleeping anyway. He now realized the consequences of his actions. He lost hope, but Gaia brought hope back into his life. Now he's reviewing the situation and checking things out. Hopefully Noon can save things, because it looks like the situation is dire. And we'll find that out in the next episode. This is Moonlight Lotus here, and I hope you enjoy, because I know I did. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, go to Moonlight Lotus. Links will also be in the description below, so look forward to that. And the next part will be the last part in the series, and I'll do my review for the Black Sands visual novel. Moonlight Lotus, over and out.